All right, live at 5, special Easter edition. Here we go. Getting started here. All right. I am, like last week, enjoying some kombucha. This is pineapple peach for a very refreshing type of day. This is the way to go. Although looks like it's going to rain, which is a little sad. So hopefully you had the opportunity to enjoy some of the beautiful weather this week. Anyways, getting excited. Jackie or Kate or someone from Team Glass over there. This is exciting. Happy Easter, Evan, Travis. All right. Evan, how's your bunny doing? Give a shout out to Chewy there. How's Chewy? I don't know if you guys knew this, but Evan, in case you didn't check out our Fresh Face Friday, Evan got a bunny named Chewy. So you should actually check that video out because the bunny's super cute. And Evan says their bunny is doing great, which, well, he technically said good, but anyways. So here we go, live at 5. We're getting started. This is going to be a little bit different. By the way, first of all, as we wait for people to jump on, look at this awesome fort that we made in our household. Bo and I love crawling in there. It's kind of like it's kind of hard to see. But anyways, that is my hideout, according to Bo, but it's actually his hideout, and he goes in there with his iPad. But I actually had to kick him out of there because it would have been a little distracting if he'd been behind me playing while I was doing this. But anyways, yeah, so wow, we've got a bunch of people jumping on here. Adam, we've got Samid, Malika. Oh, man. Oh, Travis, you've got 2 streams up. Nice. Evan says that Chewy likes dandelion leaves. So if you're wondering what you might be able to get Evan for his pet rabbit, you can get him some dandelion leaves, apparently. So there you go. Yes, he is risen. You guys can all respond back with, let's see, Adam was fast on that. Happy Easter. Yes. All right, we're going to give it another couple minutes because it is exactly 5 o'clock. Today is a very special Easter edition of Live at 5. It's going to be a little bit different. Evan, there you go. Crushed it. He is risen indeed. Major props. Evan's paying attention here. This is awesome. All right, so this is a special Easter edition. So I am going to share a short message in a couple minutes, and then you guys will have some opportunities in small group. At the end of my short message, I will reveal what got the most votes for this week's Crowdsource Saturday. So I don't know if you've been tracking along every single Saturday. By the way, you guys need to check this out. Every single Saturday, we posted videos for Crowdsource Saturday. I give you 4 options of things that you can do to, or 4 things that you can vote for me to do while on Live at 5. So every Saturday, be sure and check that out. They normally go up around 10 or so in the morning on Saturday. So for some of you, about the time you're waking up. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and just turn the notifications on, it'll actually pop up right on your phone and let you know when that goes live. So I would encourage you every single Saturday, check that out. It's super, anyways, every single week there's some super weird options that I'm giving you for what you can vote for. So anyways, Crowdsource Saturday, at the very end, I will reveal what got the most votes and then do the thing that got the most votes. A couple other things just to let you know to be watching for on our YouTube channel. So first of all, every single Thursday is Thirsty Thursday. We've done 3 of those to date, and every single week, it's actually been worse than the week before in terms of what it was that I drank. So if you missed this week's, it was really bad. I can't really even talk about it without getting a little Anyways, so go and check that out. The very first Thirsty Thursday was macaroni and cheese and Tabasco. And I thought, wow, that's really bad. And then it has just gotten worse. 2 weeks ago, it was coffee with hot eggs. That was really bad. This week's by far was the worst. We called it barbecue in a blender. So anyways, it involved sweet potato fries, a black bean burger with cheese on it, some barbecue sauce, and almond milk. and it was real bad. How many of you guys watched this week's Thirsty Thursday? Anyone watch that? Fernando says it sounds amazing. It was not amazing. Fernando, hey, how many of you guys think that Fernando should do a Thirsty Thursday in my place sometime? How about that? What do you guys think about making Fernando do a Thirsty Thursday? I'll take a week off. I'll watch Fernando drink something disgusting. What do you guys think about that? You know, Adam says all but for the almond milk, it doesn't sound bad. Oh, maybe we should have Adam. Adam should do a Thirsty Thursday. Now I think we should just crowdsource who should be doing the Thirsty Thursdays. So Fernando and Adam both are taking the lead right now on people who I think I might put up for doing this. This is getting a lot of votes. You guys are really liking this idea. I'm personally really liking the idea because I could handle a week without trying to put some pretty gross things in a blender and mix them up. Yes, so that happens every single Thursday. Every single Friday is Fresh Face Friday. So you'll see either a volunteer or a maybe it's your small group leader that you'll see on there, or sometimes it's other students, either middle school or high school students. So that's Fresh Face Friday. Every single Monday, you have an opportunity to win a $15 Amazon gift card. So the way that you get that is you just make comments on our videos that we post. And even right now on our live chat, all of those posts that you're making right now gives you an opportunity to win a $15 gift card. So you can check that out tomorrow. What's Evan saying? Thursday, whoever drinks the most wins a prize. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we'll give a $15 Amazon gift card. We'll make Fernando and Adam drink the same drink. The one who finishes it first gets a $15 gift card. Fernando says he's tracking all your IP addresses. So vote for Adam, I guess. Hidden talent for Adam, by the way, which I found out this week, is he can sing. So, just something maybe that will get featured on our YouTube channel in the future is Adam singing. So just tuck that in the back of your mind and keep checking out. All right. So I'm going to give it another minute here for people to jump on. I'd pay $15 for that. I love that. I would too. So, all right, cool. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. So Mondays, we have a comment contest. So keep commenting on our videos to win potentially $15. Every single Tuesday is Tips for Tuesday. So myself, a volunteer, a student, we'll give you some tips on things that you can do during this season of sheltering at home, sheltering in place, right? Then every single Wednesday is Worship Wednesday. I'm not sure if you checked out this week's Worship Wednesday, but it was really good. I actually had a special guest on there, Lindsay Melima, who is a student at Judson. I think she's getting ready to graduate from Judson. But anyways, she had some great insight into this week's Worship Wednesday playlist. It's been playing in our house a whole lot ever since she mentioned it. So I would encourage you to check that out. So anyways, that's just kind of like an overview of what we post every single week. And then there's other random things that will show up on there. This week's Worship Wednesday, by the way, is being sourced by some of our middle school students. So our high school students, we had 2 weeks in a row of them doing that. This week, some of our middle school students are helping us put that together. So just give a shout out to them. Be sure and check that out on Wednesday. Yes, Evan is one of those. Hey, Annalisa. Annalisa is who won our $15 Amazon gift card last week. So it's cool that she is on here. Maybe she's going to win again. Who knows? Oh, Kim is in the house. I'm so excited to be spending my Easter with you guys. This has been a different Easter. So as we're getting started, I want you guys to throw out what has been the highlight of your Easter, like the best part, like when you look back, when you think of Easter 2020, what has been the best part for you that you're like, oh, that's the thing that I'm going to remember? Just put it in the comment section over there. I'm going to give some shout outs. What is been the best part for you guys? Connor said seeing my face. I apologize, Connor. It sounds like you've had a tough Easter. I'm sorry. Addison, my neighbor, spending time with family, family calls. Ooh, Adam, smoking some Polish sausage. That actually sounds fantastic. I smoked a turkey yesterday. That would definitely been the highlight. Cooking all day. We talked to the Bowman 6 feet apart. That actually sounds not like a bad way. Playing games with my family, Kara Vachout, hanging out with family. Kim, I'm guessing that means you guys did a hangout like virtually, something like that. Anna, grilling. Man, I should have had you do like a drive-by, drop off some food after you grilled. Some of you guys fixed some delicious food. What is confetti eggs? I don't even know what confetti eggs is. We had ribs yesterday. That sounds really good. Dessert, trampoline. Oh, a trampoline actually does sound really nice. So it sounds like the highlights for most of you has been hanging with family either in person or doing so virtually or eating food. Those seem to be like the two highest things. Kernaki and Tzatziki. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I can barely read either of the words that Samid just referenced. Eggs filled with confetti that you smash on people's heads. You smash eggs on people's heads. That is the best. Oh, it's a plastic egg with confetti, not like an actual egg. Okay, so when I was thinking confetti egg, and you were talking about smashing on people's head, I was literally thinking an actual egg being crushed on someone's head. So that would have been funnier to me. It's not something I would have enjoyed, but it would have been funny. So anyways, the second one is the sauce that goes with gyros. Adam knows so much about the kitchen. For any of those middle school students who stayed with Adam at Blast, you know that is the best room to be in. Like, I know that he snores a little bit, so you have to get past that, but Adam fixes like the best food. So whenever I'm at Blast, I always look forward to spending time around Adam. So anyways, all right, we are going to get started here. Appreciate you guys jumping in for Easter. We've done the past couple weeks, we are going to, after we wrap up our live at 5, we are going to go into our time of small groups. So hopefully you have already taken the time to download Google Hangouts and you have that set up on your phone. If you haven't, I would encourage you can go to our website, wearemission.com/students-small-groups. That page is password protected, so Alex will give you the password at the very end of all of this in the group chat. So if for some reason you don't have Google Hangouts, you've not gotten set up with that, don't worry. Wait till we get to the end. Yep. So Alex just shared the link to that website. You can hold that website, and then at the very end, she will share the password. You can log in there, and you'll immediately be able to find your group and jump into that. Now, the really awesome thing about Google Hangouts, and the reason we're using Google Hangouts instead of other ones, is because once you get into your group, you're able to stay in that group. So every single week, you don't have to go back and log in or try to figure out where you're going. You just open up your Google Hangout, and you're automatically in there with your group. And so, in fact, I kind of have cheated, and I've jumped into a couple of your groups, and I've been following along as there's been conversations going along during the week as you guys are giving shout outs and checking in with each other. So anyways, if you haven't joined one of our virtual groups, tonight is an opportunity. You can go to our website, check out that page. It's pretty simple. It tells you exactly what app you need to download and how to get that set up. So anyway, so I'm going to talk for a couple minutes. It's going to be short. I just want to give you kind of some thoughts, and it's specifically around one verse that's been stirring me this past week as we were heading into Good Friday and then today into Easter. But before I jump into that, I want you to think for a moment how certain words have certain meanings. And so what I mean by this is, you ever have this time where somebody says something to you, and they just use a word, and you're kind of like, oh, I'm not exactly sure what they're referencing. So like there's words, and they're called like homonyms, where it's like one word, it sounds exactly the same, but it has like different meanings. And it's really important to kind of like understand the context for that word to make sense. So for instance, you think somebody said just the word rock. Like shout out, like throw out in the live chat, if you just heard someone say the word rock, what would come to mind? And I'll give some shout outs like to what comes up. So like you just hear someone say the word rock, what comes to mind? Give some shout outs here. The Rock, yeah. So like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, exactly, Travis. That's like probably the first one that would come to mind for me, right? So maybe for some of you, it's like, oh yeah, like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Some of you may, yeah, music. That's like the other one, right? So I got this I put this together. Let's see if this works very well. All right. So like for some of you, maybe it's like rock music that you think, oh yeah, like, and that would be like one way to use the word rock. Or it could be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, whose arms are the size of my head, right? Guys in shape. Or like, this is my favorite. I was hoping somebody would give a shout out to this. How about the Rock of Roselle? How many of you guys are familiar with the Rock of Roselle? Come on. Have you guys seen this over by the Pizza Hut where people, oh, Adam gave a shout out to the movie The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. So that's also an option. But I was thinking of like the Rock of Roselle. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but people get stuck on it all the time. It is my favorite. That's maybe been one of the saddest parts of this quarantine season is that when we go to get Pizza Hut, there's not like people's cars just stuck on that. So yeah, so like the word rock, it could be rock music, it could be rock who's a person, or it could be the Rock of Roselle. Here, let me give you another one. How about if I just say the word bow? What comes to mind? Like if you just hear the word bow, what comes to mind, right? Evan, how do they get stuck on it? I think that they make too tight of a right turn and then they get stuck. It happens all of the time. There's actually a Facebook page. You can check that out. Yeah, so for some people, maybe it's my son. Kara, archery. That's a great one as well, right? Like, so if you hear the word bow, you might think, oh, like bow and arrow, like out of Brave or Hunger Games, right? Or you might think of my favorite Ninja Turtle, Donatello, and he's got a bow staff, right? Or, like you guys said, my son, Bo, here's him coloring eggs, right? And so that one word can change what it means in your mind based on how people use it. Here's another one I think about. How about this? Friends. Friends. When you hear the word friends, what comes to mind? What comes to mind? For some of you, maybe it is like your group of friends. It's like the people that you hang out with, right? That's just like a random stock photo, right? Or maybe it's a TV show, right? Like that's what Kim and Sarah just shouted out, right? Like it's the TV show Friends. Or for some of you, based on the present world we live in, when you hear the word friends, you think of life like this. I don't know if you can see this very well. This was like a meme that I found about Easter where it's like Jesus by himself and all of his friends are like on a Zoom call with him. But maybe that's like what you think of when you hear the word friends is right now. It's like being in this virtual reality where you're not like right next to your friends, right? So how that word means something to you, it can change over time, especially given the context that you're in. Here's the last one that I'll do. How about church? What comes to mind when you hear the word church? And maybe for some of you, it's like a white building that looks like that, right? Like with a steeple. And yeah, for some of you, maybe it's Mission, like the outside of Mission Church. When you hear the word church, you think of that white and gray building over there next to Stratford Square Mall with the big M on the outside. For some of you, just because of your time growing up, when you hear the word church, you think of this like really like holy, quiet, sacred environment where you've got to really be sitting in uncomfortable chairs and you can't make too much noise, and it's really just about like getting through it without your parents yelling at you too much for making noise, right? Maybe that's what some of you think. For some of you, maybe it's not like the outside of the building. Maybe it's not like a service. It's like the people who are inside the building. It's like who we like lock arms with on a Sundays. We're in that huddle experience, right? That I know for me, like when I've heard the word church, that last image is usually the one that comes to mind. When I think of church, I think of you guys. And I don't think of you in this kind of environment normally where I'm like sitting at my computer and you guys are just commenting over there. It's us together at 82 Stratford Drive. It's us together. And so for me, that word church in the last month has changed its meaning. And I was thinking about this week how everything can change in our lives overnight, right? Like in like 24 hours, everything can change. I think about where I was on Wednesday, March 11th. On Wednesday, March 11th was my mom's birthday. And Sarah and I were planning that weekend. It was St. Patrick's Day weekend. And we were all going to go downtown together as a family. We were going to do the parade and we were going to watch the river turn green. On Wednesday, March 11th, we were planning a family trip into the city. And on Thursday, March 12th, all of those festivities were canceled. Right? Everything changed overnight. On Wednesday, March 11th, I was planning a really big, fun middle school St. Patrick's Day party, and we were putting together gift baskets for you guys to win. All you had to do was you were going to show up on that Sunday, and you were going to be entered in this drawing, right? On Wednesday, March 11th, I was planning for a big St. Patrick's Day celebration with our middle school students. And on Thursday, we were pausing our gatherings at Mission. Everything changed overnight. On Wednesday, March 11th, Alex and I were putting together a Minute to Win It social night for our high school students. It was going to be happening the following Sunday, on the 22nd. We were planning, and we were really excited about that, and we'd mapped out all of the different games. And then on Thursday, everything changed. And I just think for a moment how that experience that every single one of us has had, where we've had this moment where everything's changed. For some of you, you went from picking out a prom dress or renting a tux, thinking about prom coming up. And then overnight, it seems like everything's changed. Graduation has changed. What it means for you to end school has changed. For you, what it means for you to hang out with friends, literally like overnight, all of that has changed. It's amazing how in a moment, everything can change. I think about Jesus' early followers and how in a moment everything changed for them. That one day they were making plans for hanging out with Jesus, and the next day they were making plans for his funeral. Overnight, within 24 hours, everything had changed. And I think that we are in right now what feels like a very unexpected season. That in January, February, and March, we had expectations about what April and May were going to feel like, what they were going to be like, the plans that we were going to make, the movies we were going to see, the concerts we were going to go to, the things we were going to do with our friends, and the places we were going to go with our friends and with our families. And in an instant, everything changed. That our expectations of April and May changed in a moment. And I think about Jesus and what he knew. You see, everything changed in an instant for Jesus' disciples. But Jesus knew. Jesus knew that they were about to enter into this season where there was going to be turmoil, where there was going to be chaos. And so before Jesus went to the cross, he had this night where he gathered together his friends. And if you read through the accounts, it's referred to a lot of times as like the Last Supper. And in this moment, he gathers together his friends and he speaks these words over them. And in the moment, they didn't really understand what it was he was saying until after everything was going to take place. And he said these words, and I just want to read this verse to you because this verse has just been kind of like stirring inside of me. And I hope that it'll bring comfort and maybe stir something inside for you. John chapter 16, verses 33. Jesus says this. He says, I've told you these things. He's just talked a whole bunch to his disciples. He's kind of like said what's going to happen. He says, I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. And then he says something that's hard, but it's followed by something hopeful. The hard part is this. He says, in this world you will have trouble. I don't know about you, but right now it feels like we're in a season of trouble, right? And all of these like hard things that you're walking through right now, right, is what Jesus is talking about. He says, in this world you will have trouble. But then he continues, he says, take heart, I have overcome the world. I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. To start with, I want to ask this question right now. Where do you find that you are looking for peace? Every single one of us, this is what our soul longs for. Like we're looking for peace. My question is, where are you looking for peace at? That for some of us right now, that where we find our peace is in relationships, and all of that right now feels like rocky and uncertain. And for some of you, where you look for peace has to do with your performance. It could be how well you perform in school. It could be how well you perform at your sport. It could be how well you perform in theater or an instrument that you play, right? Where are you looking for peace? For some of you, maybe it's in relationships. For some of you, maybe it's in performance. For some of you, maybe right now you're looking for peace and comfort. It has to do with screens and streams, right? And that is the place right now where you're looking for peace. My question is, are you looking to Jesus for your peace right now? I think that sometimes we're in these moments of waiting and we forget that God is still working. That we're in this season right now where we are waiting, and it's easy to forget that God is still working. In this passage, he says that in me you may have peace. And so I want to encourage you right now, first of all, look to Jesus. Like, what does it look like right now for you to lean in? One of the things that I'm finding increasingly true is that Jesus uses the unexpected to do the unbelievable. Jesus used the unexpected to do the unbelievable. For Jesus' disciples, what was unexpected was him dying. And then after he died, what was unexpected was him coming back to life again. But out of that, the most unbelievable thing has happened, which was that he made a way for us to have a relationship with God. Jesus uses the unexpected to do the unbelievable. And I don't know about you, but my guess is for every single one of us, there was something a month ago that seemed unbelievable. For some of you, maybe what a month ago was unbelievable was the idea that you would actually have a close relationship with your family. But right now, in this season of waiting, Jesus is doing the unexpected. And he's working and he's forming a deeper relationship between you and your parents because you're together. He's forming something special. He wants to form something special between you and your siblings. He's making you appreciate your family in a way that you never thought about before, that you took them for granted. Jesus uses the unexpected to do the unbelievable. And maybe for some of you, what seemed unbelievable a month ago was the idea that you would spend any time reading the Bible or engaging in God's word. Or for some of you, it was that you would even think about Jesus beyond just showing up on Sundays, and that you would leave and you would walk out of the garage, you'd walk out of the auditorium, you'd go home and you'd kind of just forget about God. But now you're noticing that God is showing up in your life in little ways. Jesus wants to use the unexpected to do the unbelievable. He says to take heart that he's overcome the world. Here's what I believe, that there are things right now in our life that Jesus wants to overcome so that he can do the unbelievable. What does he need to overcome in your life so he can do the unbelievable? For some of you, maybe if it's to push into having a better relationship with your family, what needs to be overcome is a sense of pride or entitlement, that Jesus wants to overcome that so that he can do the unbelievable in your family. For some of you right now, that it has to do with developing a relationship with Jesus. What he needs to overcome is your sense of like self-reliance, that you feel like that you need to earn a relationship with Jesus, or that you have to do something for God to like you, and he wants to overcome that. But what you need to do is actually surrender that to him. Jesus wants to use the unexpected to do the unbelievable. That I believe in every single one of our lives that there's something that Jesus wants to overcome so that we can believe. And so we're going to go into some time of small group. And I know for every single one of us, we're in different places. And so we're going to go into that in just a moment. I want to encourage you to continue that conversation. What unbelievable thing might God want to do in your life right now in this unexpected season? And what does it look like for you to bring that forward and create an opportunity for you to share that in your group and have your small group leader journey with you through that? All right, so I'm going to pray, and then before we go to small group, we're going to do one last thing because you guys voted for this. All right, so let me pray, and then we'll do one last thing, and then we're going to go to small group. God, thank you for the fact that you meet us in our times of waiting. And when we're waiting, you are still working. And God, I believe this season feels unexpected to us, but it's not to you, that you knew what was coming and that you want to do something unbelievable in this moment right now inside of our lives. God, would you go before us? Would you prepare conversations in small group? And would you work to deepen relationships, and to meet us in these moments ahead? We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So before we head to small group, we had a crowdsourced Saturday video, and I gave you 4 different options. I'm going to review what those 4s were, and then I'm going to do something real fast because you guys voted for this. So I gave you 4 options. One of those was for my wife, Sarah, to co-host with me. One of those was for you to get to vote and pick the ingredients for my Thirsty Thursday. One of those was for me to spend part of our time dressed up as the Easter Bunny, and one of those was involving FaceTiming a volunteer. All right. So you guys voted, and you guys, I actually threw this one in, and I thought it would get the least amount of votes, and it got the most. And that was for me to number 3, spend part of our time dressed up as the Easter Bunny. So here's what's going to happen. I am going to get dressed up as an Easter Bunny, and I'm going to do my top 5 things that you can find inside Easter eggs. All right. So hold on just a second, and it's about time for me to get dressed up as the Easter Bunny. Hold on. Here we go. So, first of all, the Easter Bunny has to wear pink. So, I didn't have a full Easter Bunny costume, but I have a pink shirt. All right. Next, the Easter Bunny needs ears, right? But the Easter Bunny doesn't just need ears. The Easter Bunny needs a cute little nose. So this is my wife, Sarah. She's going to color my nose red for all of you guys to enjoy right here. And if you guys ever wonder how much I appreciate you guys, this is it right here. Here's Sarah, right? She's going to give me a cute little bunny nose, all right? And bunnies don't just have cute little noses. They have little whiskers. Now, I don't know how well this is going to come off, but here's me as a bunny, all right? And last but not least, because it is Easter, so here I am. I'm the Easter Bunny. Evan, how close do I look like Chewy right now on a scale of 1 to 10? Am I full Chewy yet? Not quite. All right. So here's the thing. So in our family, maybe in your family, you guys do an Easter egg hunt. I do this for you guys, and there's my dog, right? All right. So in our house, we do an Easter egg hunt. And so I thought, if you've ever been on an Easter egg hunt and you've used these little things, all right, there's all sorts of different things that you might find inside one of those Easter eggs. So here is my top five things in order of least to greatest to find inside of your Easter eggs. And I'm going to do that as the Easter Bunny before we go to small group. All right. So number five on the list, the number 5 thing that you could find inside an Easter egg, and this one usually comes from your grandparents, might be socks, right? And that's just like a grandparent thing, right? Is they always give us socks. I've been getting socks for like 30 years from my grandparents. All right. So number 5 inside your Easter egg might be socks. Number four, the number 4 thing on my list that you could find inside your Easter egg is a toy. That's pretty low on the list because guess what? You guys are middle school and high school students. You don't need to be opening up Easter eggs with toys anymore, right? So the number 3 thing to find inside your Easter egg might be a note. This one says, "You are great." All right. So that's number 3 is that you open up one of these and there's like a nice encouraging note. All right. Number two. Or number 3. Candy. Candy's the best. How many of you guys like candy inside there? Hershey Kisses. Yes, candy is the best. That was number 2. And then number 1, the number 1 thing that you can find inside an Easter egg is money, right? Because this is the one that allows you to kind of get whatever you want. All right. So I don't know what it was that you found inside your, money has to be first. Yes, money is definitely number 1. No question, Bubba. I'm with you. Chocolate was number 2. A nice little note was number 3. A toy was number 4, and socks was number 5. And I put socks because I couldn't come up with a 5th thing that you might find in there. So I picked socks because it feels like a grandparent thing to give you regardless of the holiday, for your birthday, for Christmas, Easter. It's like they want socks. So anyways, so that was my top 5 things that you could find inside your Easter eggs. So this was another edition of Live at 5. You voted for me to be wearing this. So I did this for you guys because I really love you guys. I miss you guys. So anyways, we are now going to send you to your small group. So go to small group. Alex has commented the link. If you don't know your small group, you can click on that link. She's going to share a password. You can log in, find your group really easily. Otherwise, if you already have your group is going to get started now virtually. All right. Yep. There's the link. So, yep. Evan, there's the link. You can click on that. It has a password protection. So that's to protect you guys. Alex just shared the password, so you can grab that password and you can jump into your small groups. So see you guys. I'll see you next week for Live at 5. Be sure and check out tomorrow, Monday, for our comment contest. Find out who wins the drawings. I miss you guys. Excited to connect with all of you again over the course of the next week on YouTube. So anyways, you can jump on your virtual calls. All right. So, yep, you can grab that link. You can enter that password if you don't already have them. But anyways, see ya. Bye from me as the Easter Bunny. I'll miss you guys. All right. See ya.